Just across the way, but for now, the action is here at Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, New York. Tonight, we polish off Week 10 with a good Monday night matchup, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. And we see the Bills offense take the field here at quarterback, Josh Allen.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. This defense for the Broncos very strong in that victory a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bills need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will get in to make it 8-0. They wasted no time showing how aggressive they're going to be in this game. They get the quick score, and then they go for 2 CD.
Surf's up, partner. And when surf's up, you ride the wave. They felt great about that quick drive, put in the end zone. Why not go for 2? They felt comfortable with the play call that they had.
And the home crowd loves it. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Well, the Broncos offense gets set to go to work, and at the helm in his 2nd season wearing orange and blue, Russell Wilson.
And it's interesting, isn't it? The psychology of a team coming onto the field down 8-0 instead of the normal 7, or sometimes when you're fortunate, just 6. 8-0 almost connotes a sense of urgency that really isn't there yet. It's too early in the game. Go down and score. Heck, kick the extra point and be down 1. Don't chase points too early. Just worry about scoring.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra next man up since the Friday night light games in high school. It's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And it was the stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled. It's a pickup of 6.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Tyler Matakevich from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Well, anytime you sack Russell Wilson, that's a win for the defense, but to get him here on his opening drive of the ball game, that's a really big win for that defense.
And the goal every week, keep him in the pocket. Don't let him get to the perimeter, because when he's in the open field, not only can he hurt you, but also you lose sight of receivers downfield, and they'll hurt you with big plays.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Here's Wilson. Oh, his first throw of the game, going to be intercepted. And to the 43, so down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
So here come the Bills out for their second drive. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set...
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Bills. Stephon Diggs. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
And now Sean McDermott's made the call. They'll go for 2. Allen will try to throw for it. And they're going to get it. That one's caught. And now the lead moves to 16-0. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it, and when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
They go play action now. Wilson on the move to his left. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. Wilson steps away to his left. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play with one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. 3rd and 4. It's Wilson. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Flushed out right. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Certainly quick to atone for his early game interception. Instead of making another mistake forcing something, he reset himself and found a lane to pick up the first down.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. A give to Williams, running right. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. 16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. To throw is Wilson. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Von Miller in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out, because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here's Stephon Diggs as he and the rest of the offense get ready to go again. We're in the second quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain it?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him. Maybe even have a 3rd person in the area and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while, because I don't know that their talents are his. Because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And they can't bring him down. And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. First down in the red zone.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know.
Try to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Back to throw. Wilson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Von Miller, that is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Here's Hardy set to return. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From midfield, here's Allen. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. They run the counter with Cook. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
And they take a knee. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these 2 teams. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Joe Burrow, strong in the win, as his guys start the second half with a victory that moves them to 6-3 on the year.
Halftime over, no
Next,
problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and
they were
continue this
victorious in that
mid-season
one
contest.
over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Kyler Murray, strong in the victory, as his guys looked better than a team that had won just one game coming in.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. And the Broncos offense set to begin this third quarter. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Wilson. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ballgame.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Looking to throw. Wilson. And he'll go down in the end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety.
Well, 2 snaps ago, I don't think anyone thought a safety was on the table, yet it happened. They caught him on back-to-back plays breaking through the line. No amount of evading was going to save him from a sack on either play, and on the last one, he ran too deep into the end zone to set up the safety.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. On the return, Hardy escapes the defender. And solid field position here to start as they get this out to the 40-yard line. So here are the Bills to take over. They're on the good side of this game right now with a lead, but they were on the bad side last week in that loss to Cincinnati. So now trying to make amends. And now they'll take a knee here. And my partner now is speechless, and so am I. And surprisingly, they take a knee. I have no idea why they would take a knee, but they take a knee. And now, is it 4th down? No, it's 3rd down. And the field goal unit is out onto the field. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. And this will remain an 11-point spread. Well, I tell you, I thought either the scoreboard was wrong or I was wrong or both. But that was an attempt for a field goal on 3rd down, and it was no good as well.
And I'm trying to wrap what little brain I have around why this would be a good idea. Cannot come up with a logical explanation for that one.
Yeah, well, my brain's smaller, so I can't either here. I don't know what they were doing. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. The second wave of tackler. As they stop him behind the line. Gregory Rousseau works his way in for the stop and the loss.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
Oh, partner, just a second.
On third down, Wilson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Von Miller make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
And down to a knee. That's one way to call a play. And down to a knee. Well, that's one option. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. They're going to try and throw. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. It's away, and it falls down incomplete. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Play action. It's Wilson. That complete over the middle. He's got Manhurts, the tight end. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19. Williams. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Throwing is Wilson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. The kick by Lutz is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
It may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. He's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. 2nd and 10. Now Allen again. That's caught. Kincaid for the Bills touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
An extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 48-yard line. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's got this all the way down to the 5-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 43 yards.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the fourth quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. They'll fake the jet sweep, but instead of give up the middle to Williams. 3rd and goal. Keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Being chased out, hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Hey, we can push ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
The Bills getting set to go. They sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the fourth quarter. Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. Denver's offense now set to go. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, you know, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. There's Wilson to throw. Over the middle, complete to Judy. And Judy's going to have a Broncos first down as he'll get this up to the 32. Now Wilson. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. Adam Troutman, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now it's Wilson. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. He stiff arms him and shedding the tackle, and now some room. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. And Allen is actually going to throw it here. That's caught by Kincaid, working the middle of the field. Touchdown! Dalton Kincaid, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Bills have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the first down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
Allen will try to throw for it, and this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. So they go with the pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter. On first down, Wilson. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. This will be caught. Judy. A huge play there for Denver. 43 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Now Wilson. And did he get the feet down? No. They'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now it's Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. You know, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And I don't think he got in. He didn't. He stoned at the 1-yard line. Williams stopped up short of the goal line on 4th down. And it would appear the Bills are going to win the football game. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. CD, this is the ideal situation in the 4th quarter. You come out here late, not much time on the clock with a comfortable lead, and put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this offense, all game long, they've been powerful. They've been dangerous. You're exactly right. They can end this one on their own.
There he goes, left side. He's got a full head of steam on his horse. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. James Cook, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bills have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. And they fake it. They pitch to the tight end. And he's not going to make it to the goal line. They've been perfect on the night in 2-point conversions, but not here, as this time they come up empty.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number 1, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number 2, if you are going to go for 2, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Set to take over. The Broncos offense trots back out. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. 2nd and 10 now. Wilson. Open man. He completes it to Judy. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 13-yard line.
28-yard gain. 1st down, Denver.
Well, this was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the 2nd half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
And so much